Well, welcome again to Wingman Wisdom. This is my virtual campfire, and I am the RV Wingman, former campground owner, lifelong RVing camping enthusiast, and basically a consumer advocate. For many years, I've been talking about giving advice, tips, if you will, on how to buy an RV, who to buy from. I'm not a lawyer, but I think I've got a lot of miles on me, and I've got some wisdom that I'm trying to share with people. As you may or may not know, I am not a big fan of the chain RV dealers for many reasons. The number one dealer on that list is Camping World. I've done a lot of videos on Camping World in the past. As I say, I'm probably not going to ever be invited to any of their Christmas parties, but the purpose of these videos is to help educate. If you find this video today interesting, if you're thinking about buying an RV, you know somebody that's going to buy an RV, please send them a link to this video. It will help them. It will help prevent them from being taken advantage of, like happened with this lady. I received a phone call last week, a voicemail, and yes, I really do listen to every voicemail message that comes in. I call as many people back as I possibly can. And this one came in. This was a first-time RV buyer that had a dream. She's an older woman. She and her husband had a dream of owning an RV. And so they were on Facebook, floating around, poking around, and they saw a nice ad, a beautiful camper from Camping World. I ended up calling this lady after she had left this detailed voicemail message, but listen to this message and just think of the purgatory that she has found herself in because she made the wrong decision in picking the dealer to buy from. So let's go right now and listen to this call.
Hello, good morning. My name is Michelle, and I just got done watching your video in regards to Camping World, and I'm going through the same situation. I'll make it brief. Me and my husband bought a 2022 Heartland Pioneer camper from Camping World in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It was delivered to us in Wisconsin Dells.
Okay, they don't have a tow vehicle. It was going to be, I guess the RV was going to live permanently up there in the Wisconsin Dells. And she bought from Camping World and bought a Heartland. I'm not a fan of either one of those. But let's continue with the phone call.
Wisconsin. We have a site up there. So we were stationary, made that very clear to them. Long story short, we paid about $7,000 more after looking at paperwork. Camper was delivered within less than there was no setup, no help with setup, no nothing. When asked if they could help with setup, I was actually yelled at by the delivery guy.
Now, I don't know, and you don't know, if the delivery guy really yelled at this woman, but I think from the tone of her voice, at least it sounds like to me, she's pretty worked up. Again, they don't have a tow vehicle. The RV was delivered, and very shortly after it was delivered, they ended up having issues. As you're listening to this, I want you to imagine that you're this woman and her husband. How did this happen to them? I mean, they don't sound stupid. When I talked to her, she didn't sound like a stupid woman. She did sound like a very trusting woman, somebody that wasn't very well informed, but didn't even know she was not very well informed.
Cussed out, sworn at, yelled at, basically told I'm stupid if I don't know how to hook up a couple hoses. Then he called the Kenosha store, and they backed him up and said he didn't have to help do anything and he could just leave. Within an hour, I was calling what I'm supposed to have, a 24-hour tech on deck, because the air conditioner was not working, and it was a 90-degree day, and inside the camper it was already at 120 degrees.
120 degrees? I don't know, maybe? It's probably hot. If the air conditioner doesn't work on a brand new camper, don't you think that's something that they should have checked before they took possession? Not trying to be ugly here. Just asking, I think, a legitimate question. What do you think?
Followed by that night, my husband was taking a shower and it was leaking from underneath. We were told the bathtub was installed improperly by Heartland, the Heartland based in Indiana. So they're putting a lot of it on Heartland, but at the same time, Camping World Kenosha did not inspect anything, or they would not have taken a 3-hour drive to deliver a camper that was so faulty. Upon inspection, the rear jack was so rusted through so rusted it was ready to fall through. There was zero support there. It was also, as I said, leaking from the bathroom area while my husband was showering.
It's going to continue. Please bear with me. I know we want information this fast. But listen to this phone call. Listen to this grave that this woman and her husband, a financial grave that they have found themselves in. And just project it out among thousands and thousands of people that are just like her, who have a dream, who are believing, who are trusting the wrong people.
And the air conditioning unit didn't work. We also found warped wood. The wood underneath the main bed was buckling. So the entire purchase, they got our $3,000 down payment on May 19th. The camper was delivered on June 2nd, and the problems began within an hour after delivery. I got a week-long runaround, and I did reach out to Marcus. Never spoke with Marcus, just his assistant, Lauren Lucas.
Do you think she's going to ever speak to Marcus? I don't either. His assistant, do you think she's going to get Marcus to call? I don't think so either.
She did get the ball rolling a little bit, but as I'm speaking to you now, my camper is still sitting in a service center, being told they're waiting on parts, this, that, the other, manufacturer, this, that, and the other. I'm waiting to get my camper back from the service center. Any help or advice I could get from you would be greatly appreciated.
I get phone calls like that all too often. I call this woman back within, 24 hours. She was obviously very worked up. How do people find themselves in this kind of a situation? So I listened to her. She was just going on and on and on about this. I said, hang on just a second. Let me ask a couple of questions. With all due respect, I'm trying to help you. First off, I'm not a lawyer. And you need to take what I say with a grain of salt. But I have no axe to grind. I've never been swindled by Camping World. I just have heard too many stories that tell me, don't do business there. That's just what I think. So I'm going to give you the what for about my conversation. I asked this lady, Michelle, I said, why did you pick Camping World? Why did you pick Heartland? And she says, she was very nice. I just saw it on Facebook and it was a pretty ad and they responded right away and seemed like nice people. Well, con men, con women are nice people. That's why they convince you. I'm not saying everybody that's nice is a con man or a con woman, but it takes more than nice when you're making a decision, a financial decision like this woman did. So I asked her, I said, how much did you pay for that RV? And she said, well, I paid $17,000 for it. I said, well, you said $7,000. You paid $7,000 too much. She was wrong. $17,000 turned into $27,000. 17 turned into 27. They didn't even read the paperwork until they got to the campground, until the camper got delivered to the campground. They didn't even have a truck to tow it with. And they thought, something doesn't seem right. They looked at their pay. What is this and this and this and this and this? 17 turned into $27,000. How does that happen? Oh, I'd never be that foolish. I'll bet you Michelle and her husband, if you said, hey, you got to be really careful, they go, we are. I said, didn't you do on the walkthrough, the final walkthrough inspection, what did you do? And she said, well, it was weird. She said, they pulled the camper inside. She said, we walked through, but they didn't show us how anything worked. They just said, here's this, and they pointed it around, and we were very excited, and they said, come on back here, and we signed the paperwork, and apparently that was what they considered their walkthrough inspection that they paid for. So now they get this RV that they don't know how anything works, and some of it doesn't work. They get it delivered to the campground. I said, where is the RV now? And she says, it's back at the dealership. It's back at Camping World. But we expect to get it back. They're going to deliver it back in a few days after they get the parts in. And I said, do you want my advice? Do you want my real advice? First off, I said, you're from Wisconsin. I believe, not for positive, I think Wisconsin's a pretty good state if you're an RVer and you've purchased a lemon RV. Of all the states, I think Wisconsin is towards the top in terms of your rights as an RV owner if you bought a lemon. But I said, I would never accept delivery of that RV. And I wouldn't be ugly. I said, this is what I would do. First off, start a diary, a written diary, who you spoke to, what you talked about. If you don't remember, go back through your cell phone. Whenever you talk to somebody, go back through your emails, write everything down. And my term is kill them with kindness, but professionalism. Pretend. I would say, hey, I'm just a stupid guy. I've never owned an RV before. You can say, I'm just a little old lady and I don't know very much. Could you help me out? You want me to be happy, right? That's what I suggested to her. To go back to the Kenosha store. I think that's where she said she got it. Go back to Camping World and say, would you help me please before you return it? Because I know you don't want to hear from me anymore and I don't want to be a pain in the butt, but can you show me how the air conditioner works, please? How about the heater? How about the shower and the sink and all the different things? Because I'm not very smart. How does that sound? Do you think that's a reasonable request? The dealers I work with, and most of the dealers even that I don't work with, I don't think would send out somebody with, there you go, good luck, ha ha ha, next. I don't think that would happen. So she, okay, but they're going to deliver it. I said, I would, personally, you do what you want to. So I have a question for you. What would you do if you were in her situation? She goes, what can I do to get out of it? I don't know. You signed the papers. I was kind. I think I was kind, but I was direct. $17,000 turned into $27,000. How does that happen? It happens by trusting someone. It happens by being intoxicated, as I say. Oh my God, we're getting our RV. It's only how much per month? Okay. I see that big American flag outside. I think they're going to take care of me. And they did. Just not the kind of care that you were hoping for. At least I think so. So it's back in the shop. I don't believe that these people will ever buy another RV again. If they get their RV back, I know they won't buy, I think they won't buy from Camping World. I think that they have been so jaded. They are so turned off by the whole experience. They started out with this dream. You can hear in her voice, she's not a young woman. It's their first RV. You have high hopes. It's not a new truck. It's not a new car. Car dealers and truck dealers are pretty good. Maybe they didn't used to be, but today I think they're pretty good. Do they want to make money? Duh. But RV dealers and the automotive industry, they are not alike in many ways. And the people that sell RVs have learned how to push your buttons, emotional buttons, and you won't even wake up. And when you wake up, it's a hangover. You're in a financial grave. Now, it doesn't happen to everybody. I have a suggestion for you. When you buy your RV from anybody, the RV dealers I trust, anybody, the only price that you should care about is, what is that price? It's the out the door price. It doesn't matter. Well, we charge for this, and of course you have to add that on, and any idiot would buy that. You wouldn't say no to that. I wouldn't let my mother buy one without that extended protection service plan. Get the out the door price. They're going to wrap it up. Most of the time, a crooked dealer is going to say, well, you need this, you need that, and let them speak. Get the final price and say how much of this stuff is mandatory and how much of it is suggested. Show me the mandatory that I have to do. Now show me the stuff that is just suggested that you recommend. If they will not show that to you, big fat X and leave. That's my recommendation for you. So what do people like this lady do? I don't know. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You can't push a rope. And I don't know how you can undo this. So I recommended to her, and I'll recommend to you. I don't get a penny for recommending this to you. Go to RV Lemon Law, rvlemonlaw.com. This is a lemon lawyer up in Ohio that all he does is RV lemon law cases. Been doing it for, 30 years, 40 years, long time. And he has a free evaluation. I suggested to Michelle that she, first off, contact the dealer and say, I'll be there tomorrow. Please don't bring my RV back. Secondly, go to rvlemonlaw.com and fill out the evaluation form because they will evaluate your potential claim. And if they think they can help you, they will do their very best. There are a lot of lawyers out there. I don't know any that are better than these folks because all they do is RV Lemon Law. I'm not trying to, I'm a little guy. I can't destroy anybody, and I wouldn't want to destroy anybody. But my objective is to help people. It's to help educate them so you can make more informed decisions. I have this free RV report that I prepared, and I said, did you download? She goes, I didn't even know of you until I just stumbled upon you watching a Camping World video. If you know someone that's going to buy an RV, you may already own an RV, so you already know all this stuff, and you've heard these horror stories, but a lot of people haven't. We need to help the Michelles out there. I think, as a consumer advocate, as a lifelong lover of camping and RVing, and I love people, and I love most RV dealers. I really do. And I want them to survive and make a living. I just don't want them to make a killing. And too many of the chains are. And you know what? Too many of the smaller dealerships are making a killing too. So, be educated. Use this channel as a resource. If you know someone that's going to buy an RV, forward them a link to this video. Most of them aren't going to watch. I already know that. I trust these people. It ain't going to happen to me. How do you get out of a situation like this woman is in? I'm hopeful she'll get some resolution. I'm hopeful that the people at Camping World will say, you know what, we need to take care of this lady because she sounds like somebody that ain't going to go away. But I don't know. Again, I can be contacted via my cell phone. It's a 24-hour voicemail. I want to hear from you. You can click on the word more, show more, and the description will open up. You'll get my personal email address, my voicemail. I would like to hear of your RV buying experience with your dealer. I don't want to hear just bad stuff. There's lots of bad stuff. There are some good stories, and I want to hear them. So let me hear from you. Post a comment down here. Let me know if you agree with me that education is the key. Finding out the out-the-door price is the key. That if they don't separate here's what you have to have and here's what we recommend you have when you purchase your RV. Let me know if you agree with me on those things. What else did I forget? I'm sure I forgot? I'm old, I forget a lot of stuff. So drop a comment below, let me hear from you, and again, share this video. Give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed to Wingman Wisdom. Thank you so much for watching. Michelle, I wish you and your husband and everyone the very, very best. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.